Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So today we're showing off, right now, probably my favorite deck. This is a deck, mainstay of Pokemon of the deck is one that definitely flew under the radar for quite some time, but it is being utilized quite heavily right now in the meta for the fact of it loves to take out Pokemon that love to build up energy on themselves. So Dragonite, look out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the deck list if you didn't see already. Featured Pokemon is Alakazam, and then we combine it with Weezing. Weezing is a great stall tool because you have Koga, and you can passively get damage off every single turn. You do got to worry about the poison being negated if they evolve or retreat. This deck I am considering taking out a Giovanni and a Sabrina to be able to put into X-Speeds because I do find that I am needing X-Speeds at some times, and yeah, it's kind of not working out. Those times that I need X-Speed, I'm like, oh my god, could I just please get an X-Speed right now? The deck does have some struggles. Getting into your final evolution of Alakazam can be a struggle. I have run into multiple games where both Alakazam copies or both Kadabra copies are just on the bottom like 4 cards or the bottom 2 cards somehow. And usually you're never going to draw into those final 2 cards that you need unless you're playing against a fellow slow stall out deck. So this first deck, we're going up against a Charmander deck, well, a Charizard deck, which is a good matchup for us. In hand, we do start with a Professor's Research, which is going to draw us 2 cards into the Pokeball, which is something that we need. We want to see a Weezing here, 66% chance of drawing a Weezing, or sorry, a Coughing. And we do manage to draw the Coughing here. Obviously, we're going to play the Coughing, and then the plan for the next turn is going to be evolving to the Weezing on our Coughing, putting the energy on our Abra to teleport out and switch to the Weezing safely. And then the good thing there is that we do have 2 Kogas in hand, so we are going to be able to make our Weezing last a lot longer. And then we already have our Kadabra Alakazam line also in hand, so we're going to be able to evolve as well. We are going to have to wait a turn on the evolution of Abra, but that is fine. We are not in a rush on that one on our second turn, so not a problem. Now we do draw into a second Weezing, which is a bit of a dead card right now, but that is okay. And yes, we got to make sure that we do the evolution before we use the teleport because that is going to end our turn. And again, we do have the option here to play the Kadabra, but that will make it impossible for us to switch out pretty much for free. Now that is why I don't run X-Speed in the deck right now, is that Abra already has the ability to switch out. But on the times that like I have a Coughing out front and I want to be able to retreat it for free, and I can't because I don't have an X-Speed and I don't want to waste an energy and this and that, it does get to be a bit of a pain and put me in a bad situation when I am in that. But I don't actually think that I run into that situation very often, so I'm very much just leaning towards keeping the deck as it is. Personally, I don't think that the Giovannis really work well. I guess I can't really say that. Okay, so Giovanni is useful for our Alakazam because our Alakazam will often do 90 damage against 100 health Pokemon, and Giovanni does take out those Pokemon in those situations. It is kind of on the rare side, but it does happen. I don't know, is Giovanni the best there? I can't say 100% certainty that it is. Even the Sabrinas are not doing a lot of work for us lately. I think that what is happening is that a lot of people are kind of figuring out how to play around the Sabrina. I mean, honestly, if you have 3 Pokemon on the bench, Sabrina doesn't do anything for you. If they have 3 or 4 Pokemon on their bench, Sabrina is useless. Sabrina only works in the scenario of if they have 1 Pokemon out and the entirety of their bench is on death and you are, well, they're all within kill range of your next attack and you just need 1 point to win. That is the only scenario where they have a full bench where that Sabrina can work out. Otherwise, Sabrina really only works in the case of they only have 2 Pokemon, which is not very often in the meta right now. Even with, and I don't even know how this happens, but even with, and as you can see, we got switched in here to our Alakazam, which is not the end of the world for us, actually. So what we don't want to see is any energy added. Although it does make our attack, our psychic attack on our Alakazam more powerful, Charizard is able to one-shot literally everything in the game right now. So we don't want to mess around with that too much if we can help it. We do draw into another Coughing here, so now we are going to be getting Darkness Energy back to back, which is nice because we do have two things to put it on. I decide to sacrifice the 2 energy on Alakazam to be able to retreat it, because if we lose Alakazam, then we lose the game. We can't afford that. By the way, I keep the supporter and the energy notification on, because if I don't have it, I will forget. I will just straight up forget, and that will 100% just screw me over. So we have our opponent here is looking to swap out the Moltres EX, going into the Charizard, and he is going to Crimson Storm here, which I think is a bit of a bad move, but that is what he is going to do. Now, I don't have enough energy built up on my Alakazam. He is only 1 energy away from being able to Crimson Storm again, so we have no choice but to go into our other Coughing. We do have the Weezing in hand again, so we will be able to get some damage off. However, we cannot afford to put energy on it, unfortunately. So we're going to have to put energy on our Alakazam, because that is our only hope right now. We have to rush to Psychic after losing those 2 energy, and just like I was saying before, if we would have just had one more Pokemon on the bench when he had played that Sabrina, we would not have this issue right now. Now, the Poison is going to get us some damage off, because in order for Charizard to be within kill range, he needs to have 5 energy on him at one time to be able to one-shot him. So we need to be getting some extra damage on him. So we are switching into our Alakazam. Now, he doesn't have a way, because he just had to discard 2 energy, he doesn't have a way to one-shot Alakazam on the next turn. We, on the other hand, have more than enough energy to be able to... Well, sorry, he has more than enough energy built up on his Charizard that we are about to do some mad damage. I got the notification for the support, and I was thinking, oh, okay, do I actually have a supporter that I should use right now in this current situation? And I was like, no, I definitely don't want to switch out the Charizard, because I'm about to get huge damage on it, and if I take out the Charizard right now, this game is mine guaranteed. He does have 1 energy built up on the Scorch, which could be a concern for us. If he gets up to 4, we're looking at a 130 blast straight to the face, which is not what we want to see. He actually decides to sacrifice his 2 energy now, going down to 0 energy on Charizard, because what he wants to do here now is take any energies that he can and put it on Scorch. After the coin flip, he did get 1, and thankfully for us, he did only get 1. Now, the reason why he's not building up on the Charmander is obviously because he does not have the energy, or sorry, he does not have the evolutions to be able to bring in Charizard again, so he's not even going to worry about that. Again, this is a perfect scenario right here. We would have only done 90 damage. We would have needed a second turn in order to take out Moltres. It does put our opponent into a false sense of security, because he does know that, or that is what he's thinking, is that, oh, he's only going to do 90 damage, he can't kill me yet. Wrong. You're dead. It's over. And the great thing about that is that that was an EX, so that does give us 2 points there. Alakazam, for being a Stage 2, does do a ridiculous amount of damage for only 3 energy. I mean, he can't out-damage a Dragonite, but he is pretty freaking close behind Dragonite on turn-to-turn damage, because, I mean, he's gonna at least do 90 damage, which is Pikachu range, so... But then with another energy, he's doing 120, right? And with a third energy, he's doing 150. So, and he will one-shot a fully energized Dragonite every time. because Dragonite's exact health is 180 with 4 energy. That is the exact amount of damage that Alakazam will do. So building up to that, when you get to 3 energy before your opponent does, I mean, Alakazam, like, kind of scaling wise is a little bit better, a little bit faster, I think. And I think that is one of the reasons why this deck is kind of really popping off right now. So we only need one more point to win. I thought for sure that this fool was going to switch into his Moltres, but instead he just puts an energy on his Charmeleon and gives us the game, because we would have only done 60 damage instead of 90, and he is done. This first game goes to us. What a game. It was dragged out a little bit because we did have to pull out our Alakazam early and sacrifice 2 energy for it, which was unfortunate, but it is what it is. Luckily, right before I started recording this, I got my second free pack for the day, and what did I open? I opened right into another Alakazam IR, so that is why our deck is a little spiced out right now. We got double IR for the Weezing and double IR for the Alakazam, which is really, really nice. I'm really liking that we got some special illustrations. Now, if I could only get some full art trainer cards, oh, we'd be balling out. Now we're gonna go into game 2. This game upset me. This game is the reason why you cannot buff a certain card in this game. Even though everybody is like, this card could be so good, but it's so bad right now, we need it buffed, it needs a buff. No, it does not. It is already too good for what it is, even though it is a dead card like 9 out of 10. I literally had this card be a dud 8 times in a row, but it doesn't need to be any better than that. It actually doesn't need it, and you're about to see why. He plays the Misty. This is turn 1. This is turn 1. If the Articuno was out front right now instead of on the bench and got these, it would have been an immediate game over. Which, I mean, I'm going to concede here because there's no way to catch up to this. There's not. Once you get 3 energy, turn 1, on your Articuno, your opponent cannot, it is not possible to catch up. This is the only deck that has the ability to do this. To get to immediately the biggest attack on an EX creature on turn 1, it is the only deck that can do it. So no, we cannot buff this frickin' Misty card. It is actually, it's already too good. It really is. Like, it's kind of a problem card. It already is a problem. Like, if it worked the exact same way that Brock worked, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. It would still be bad because Starmie EX would be an even bigger problem. Like, it would consistently be a bigger problem. But you still would not be able to get to that attack until, if you're going first, turn 2 anyway. And then if you're going second, it's actually worse for you if you're going second, because you're not going to get to that attack any quicker. You're only going to get to it quicker if you go first. So I think they need to change Misty to only give 1 guaranteed energy, but only to select Pokemon, being Seaking and Starmie. And I think that is, I guess they could make, no, they can't make it Gyarados. Gyarados would become way too good. Gyarados' ability, or the effect on its attack is already too good. It really is. Like, being able to remove energies is definitely the most OP mechanic in this game right now. Especially if you're going up against dual color decks. Because if you take out one of the colors that your opponent needs on their Pokemon, it's over. It's over, they lost, you won. Like, yeah, it can't. It's got to be Seaking and Starmie. I think that is the only way that you make this work. Now, in the case that you are going second, or sorry, in the case that you are going first in a Starmie deck and you play Misty and it works out, I don't know if there is a way to come back from that, honestly. That might be too fast. It might be. Because you'll immediately get to your 90 damage attack turn 2 on a Starmie, and that will be very consistent in a fully built deck. You will very consistently hit that, I think. So, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to balance, but in its current iteration, you can't buff it. You cannot buff it. It's already as good as, it's probably already better than it needs to be, 100%. So, this game, we don't have a terrible start, but we don't have the greatest start at the same time. So I think that I actually make a misplay on this turn. So my plan here is to guarantee the longevity of my Weezing by switching it out using Koga. So I don't want to put the Darkness Energy on my Weezing because I'm about to take it out. Now the thing that I forgot to do is I forgot to activate Weezing's ability and poison my opponent. And I do decide to... Wait, why did I even decide to put out Abra if I was just gonna switch to another coughing anyway? I kind of just realized that was a bit of a waste of time. I don't really know why I did that, but I did that. Oh well, it is what it is, I guess. So we have a problem of War Turtle is building up pretty good here. War Turtle would have 50 health instead of 70, and I evolve here to go for Weezing because I can hit him not just with the ability but with the tackle because I got the darkness energy. And something that I want to mention about this deck is that, oh no, frickin' train, try to ignore that, I'm sorry. I do gotta say that with it being a dual energy deck, this deck actually, oh my god, shut up, train! I apologize for that, guys. God, what timing. What timing, what timing, what timing. Anyway. As I was trying to say, I never run into energy problems in this deck. Believe it or not, I run into energy problems all the time in my Dragonite deck, constantly. I will have 5-6 turns in a row of just water, of just lightning. I never have that issue in this deck. There is sometimes when I have Weezing out and I'm not getting a Darkness Energy and I'm like, bummer. Because we don't care if we're building up Darkness Energy on Abra or on Kadabra. As long as we hit a Psychic Energy, we are fine because we only need one. And the rest of the requirements for Teleport, for Psy-Wave, or for Psychic, they can be any color, so it doesn't matter. So this deck, energy-wise, is actually way more consistent than I've seen on any other deck, honestly. Again, I only ever have the energy problem on my Weezings. So, we decided to make the choice to go for the Giovanni. We poison, we tackle, because if Farfetch'd decides to attack to kill off our Weezing, Farfetch'd also dies. So we're giving up a point to get a point. Otherwise, he is going to be forced to switch here. We want to take out the War Turtle. That is the goal. They are going to Pokeball into a... I mean, I know what it is, but... into a Staryu. I don't want to spoil, okay? I'm sorry. I don't want to spoil. I want you guys to see it, experience it firsthand, okay? Sorry. So, straight into the Staryu. He does decide to do the Leak Slap and sacrifices Farfetch'd to kill our Weezing. Now, we are not against that because we have a backup Weezing and we do have another Koga in hand. So whatever Pokemon he puts out now is going to be susceptible to, once again, poison, and we will get to poison without at full health because we didn't take any attacks on this Weezing. So we're going to be able to poison and tackle because we are getting another Darkness Energy on our turn, which is great. Our opponent was just figuring out, okay, what Pokemon do I want to put out? Because if I pick the wrong one, I could be in a little bit of trouble. War Turtle is not at the greatest health. He's not full health, so we are going to go with the Staryu for some safety. I'm immediately thinking he has to have Staryu here. Sorry, not Staryu. He has Staryu. I'm thinking that he has to have Starmie EX. I can't think of any other reason why he would choose to put out Staryu, who only has 50 health, for any other reason than he has Starmie EX in hand. And let's find out. On his turn, does he have it? And so we're in a bit of a pickle here, right? Oh my god, the Misty. Misty ruined our last game. Is Misty gonna ruin this game? Thankfully, no. So we are in a bit of a bad spot right now because we don't have our Kadabra. We got both of our Alakazams. This is probably actually the biggest problem that I run. I think that I already mentioned it, but this is the biggest problem that I run into with this deck is that I have one, or is that I will have both of the like evolution lines. Like I'll have two Kadabras trying to find my Alakazams, which are both on the bottom of my deck, or it'll be the situation right now where I have both Alakazams, but I don't have a Kadabra and I can't get one. So he is going to Hydro Splash here. Now this is a huge problem for us. We actually need to stall as much as we can here. We're building up energy on the Abra because that's just what makes sense to do. See, we could recall it with our Koga, but that would only work if we had our Kadabra, and then we would evolve into the Alakazam, and then we would win right now. If we would have pulled our Kadabra literally the turn before this one, we would have won right then and there. It would have been a guaranteed win. But we have almost no cards left in our deck. We have, I think it's 5 cards left. There's 2 Kadabras in there. That is a 40% chance to pull a Kadabra. Also, we only used 1 Professor's Research, so there's a 60% chance that we're going to pull either the Kadabra or something that is going to basically guarantee us the pull for the Kadabra. And what do we pull for our final card for our final turn? I mean, actually, what's funny is that it doesn't even matter. Sorry, we don't even find out because it doesn't matter. Because even if we had pulled the Kadabra right now, we still would have lost. So that is going to be our 2 games, guys. Tell me what you think about the deck. Should I make any changes? I'm out on red card. Don't even bother recommending red card. I think red card sucks. But I am considering maybe switching out a Giovanni for a X-Speed in the rare situations where it actually would help, but I don't know. I need to play this game. I need to play with this deck a little bit more to figure that out. But anyway, guys, I'm going to see you in the next video. Hopefully I see you tomorrow for our live stream. We're going to be having a Rip and Chips. Join us for the Stellar Crown, Paradox Rift. Yeah, Paradox Rift. Yeah, come by, hang out. We'll be playing Pokemon Blue. See you then.